Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Grain Gauntlet. As always, 5 questions, questions from our current farmer clients, and usually at least one from a prospect. This is Patrick. I'm Josh. You ready?
Ready.
All right, sounds good. All right, a couple of pretty straightforward questions to start here. Is the high in for the corn market?
No, I think the low is in for the corn market for the summer. I think all the worst news that could possibly happen, best news for the fairs is in. We got quit planting, the crop is planted, takes risk out. We have no deals yet, and the market's reacting to worse demand. Although the overnight saw China and U.S. talk, and we're up 7 in corn and 12 in beans. We don't even have a deal yet. When we start getting deals and when the weather gets a little bit rough, we're going to see spikes in corn, and we'll probably have a new high, but we definitely have a low in right now.
Yeah, exactly. Same, just an announcement that they're going to move the market this much. And it's the same. It's not like it's just grain markets. If you're trying to, is this for real or is this really what's causing prices to go back up? It's doing the same thing in the stock markets, so financial markets. This is a big deal. And I guess we haven't had that kind of doubt that, deals would eventually come or that these countries would be forced to come to the table. But a lot of people did. A lot of people bought into the tough talk and, the idea that, China could wait us out. Well, they really can't. Another aspect to all this is they just had to do another round of stimulus because their economy is in really bad shape. So I think that has a lot to do with why I think it's quick that they're actually they scheduled this talk for Saturday. So that's a very positive sign. There's going to be ups and downs still. Got to get to a final deal, but it just shows that what can happen just from scheduling the meeting. So. All right, good. Then this one, on the flip side, are the lows in for wheat?
Of course not. No, they are in for wheat too. Corn and wheat kind of follow each other. Wheat's at a pathetically low price. We just put in new lows. Couldn't put in another new low over the next week. Sure, anything can happen. But the bottom line is this is a terrible, terrible, terrible price with no deals being done and no weather as an issue right now. So I expect wheat to follow corn and maybe put in new highs.
Okay, good. All right, so this one's very direct. Says you were wrong about corn prices. July prices have collapsed. What's up with that?
Yeah, a lot of you guys look at that way. We were wrong. We didn't make a staple at $4.80 to sell the rest of our crop, and July corn fell 35 cents. I cannot be right on every leg up or down. Why do we do so well with cash sales? You guys don't panic when the market was down 35 cents. And those that have been with us for a while know that we have an excellent chance of seeing a better price because we did not make a sale. In the hedge account, it's just the opposite. We go down 10, 15 cents. Guys lose a couple $1,000 on their account and, they don't want to make margin, put more money in the investment. My clients who have treated the hedge account kind of like cash, if it goes down, like weather the storm, do the best. That's one of the reasons why we will always have protection on the downside, because financially, cash flow wise, you guys can handle cash corn going down the block, but my goodness, if the economy goes down 30 cents, can't handle that. So we always have some put protection in to keep your risk minimal. No one can project 35 cent lose. No one. I expect corn to be back up, challenging the highs before the 15th of July.
Absolutely. Sounds good. All right. Just how meaningful a correlation is the fast start to planting when it comes to what we end up with at the end of the year for corn and soybeans?
Well, as you told me, Josh, none. Basically, the Reuters had articles saying that over the last number of years, 20 years, okay, we haven't seen any correlation. Now, I don't think they went into enough detail. I think that the USDA was projecting very low numbers and we had rapid planting, so say 88 million acres of corn planted, that there's a much higher probability of seeing corn added in acres being planted. But we had 95. In years where we have a very high number, it's a high number to get to in the first place. And I think the article is right on in those years.
Yeah, basically it was saying that early planting, it didn't necessarily correlate to acres expanding even more. But what you're talking about is we were starting from really high numbers. So that would be it'd be interesting to see how it compares to other years where the projection was high to start. But also that even when we get everything into the ground earlier, it was like a coin flip as far as what it ended up doing to yield. Half the time it led to higher yield and half the time it led to lower yield. And that's because really just the fact that the weather's good now on lawn for planting doesn't mean the weather is going to be perfect all the way through.
And that is a double-edged sword. Good weather for planting is dry. In warm conditions, you get in early and quick. That's not good weather to grow the crop. Dry and warm or hot is not good for growing the crop. So when you get in quickly, the weather has to blip, and we have to get moisture pretty soon. Now here in Wisconsin, I almost guarantee a drought because I planted some grass seed. But the next 10 days, there's no moisture forecast in Wisconsin. 10 days, no moisture. That continues for another week or two, prices will spike, not because of Wisconsin, because of the dryness in the upper Midwest.
Yep, absolutely. All right, last question from a prospect. This actually kind of ties into that. I was going to mention the dry weather that some of my guys I've been talking to in South Dakota and Nebraska. It's very dry. Yeah, so it's a prospect question. It's kind of a combination. It's a combination of a few questions I've received. Everyone seems to be zooming along the planting and it's driving prices down, but I'm too dry here to get going. What do you suggest I do to protect myself?
Buy stuff. Buy back old crop. Get safely long new crop. That's the best thing to do. I can't give specific strategies because of FA regulations. If you want some, give me a buzz.
Yeah. This is sometimes using an edge account is really the only way. And for some people, if it's dry now and it stays dry, you've got crop insurance and the hedge account. That's about all you can do.
Yep.
And especially someone who hasn't been with us and maybe is buying on sales, that's really the only opportunity for us to help them out right now until prices improve. Yeah.
And contrarian philosophy works. If you buy at a low like we have now, you get the calls and my calls cheaper, and you have a much better probability of success. You can always be wrong. Market can always go down to $4, but if you buy after a big move lower, it usually gives you a better probability of success because you can buy options, for example, cheaper.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, that's all for this week. Thanks again for all the questions. If you have a question or you'd like to submit, send an email to adminstaff@hedge-plus.com. And thank you, everybody, and have a good week.
Have a great week. Take care.